Tessa, good morning everybody, and good morning Jim.
Yes, good morning.
How are you?
Very good. Nice and cold, a little snow.
A little snow. It's looking like winter outside.
It is. It's very nice.
And very much in the holiday spirit too.
Mm-hmm.
And Breck Fine Art, you do such a wonderful job over there. Tell our viewers about Breck Fine Art.
Well, I like to travel to different places in the world and find artists who were influenced by the French, who painted, of course, French Impressionism, 1870, 1880, on up to 1920 and beyond. But they influenced a whole lot of people. Artists from all over the world still look to the French Impressionists for how they're going to paint, the color combinations they'll use, and the fact that they're painting their impression.
Right.
Thus, Impressionism.
And thus Impressionism. Thank you. It's good to break it down.
Yeah, the simpler the better. Yeah.
And we have such a gem in Breck Fine Art Gallery. It's such a center for culture up here in the high country. We're so lucky.
Well, that's nice of you to say. I try to bring in art that's really good because someone spent time thinking and painting, and then they have the background to paint that way.
Well, and what's cool is that you really travel to all ends of the earth to find these paintings and really get to know each artist.
I do. When I see them in their home, or maybe they'll pick me up after work, or whatever it is, I see real life in the countries that I visit to get art from. And, you know, some artists are part-time, but most are full-time now because the world is interested in art. Fine art,
which is very cool.
Yes,
and
makes it fun.
We don't even have to go. We're not traveling too far. Sometimes we take exotic trips in the morning, you and I. But this morning we're not going very far. We're talking about an artist, a local artist. Yes.
Basically, yes. Amy Dixon is a Denver, Colorado artist, and what she does is quite interesting. She listens to classical music and she paints.
Okay.
So now that already gives you the thought that, okay, there's something going on here that's going to be somewhat musical, somewhat lyrical.
Okay.
And as you look at her piece on the screen, what you see is a variety of colors. In general, an artist would like to use like 3 major colors and then complementary colors with that. What you're looking at here, you see that blue is a color that gives you distance. It's a cool color, so it pushes things back.
Okay.
And this is sort of an abstract view, her view of the forest and water and various things. But then if you'll notice, the warmer colors come right up close.
Yes, they do.
So one of the first things you do in art is you have to start thinking, well, how does this color work with the other one? We'll push the background back, we'll pull the foreground forward. And many times when Amy paints, she will use a gray base, which is what the Russians do. Everything looks good coming off of gray.
Oh.
If gray is your base. I mean, I have a gray suit. I can wear a green tie, a red tie, a blue tie, whatever, because it comes out of it.
And fashion advice.
Yeah.
Jim, you've got us covered.
No, that part is free, okay? That part is free. So what Amy does is she mixes many of these colors in an abstract way.
Okay.
So even though you know what you're looking at, you are seeing it through her eyes with a musical side note.
Right.
So colors are interesting because, see, there's only 3 pure colors.
Right.
All other colors are made from combinations of blue, red, and yellow.
Sure.
So those 3 primary colors make everything else. So you get your base, which gray being way neutral.
Right. Fashion advice too.
It doesn't have an overall statement. But then when you start building up layering coming off of it, you can get a dramatic look, or as she does many times, a soft look.
Right. Oh, and that's a very soft look. Cozy.
Yes. Now, when you have something like this, you see that cozy. That's a good word. I was trying to think of what that might be. Homey, cozy. You feel good.
But then there's the blue there in the background that gives you that depth again, like you were talking about, and then the warmer colors. Like I'm learning, Jim. You teach me new things, and that's I think what's so cool about Breck Fine Art Gallery is that folks can come in and chat with you and you know, I've learned so much talking to you just about
Wow.
all kinds of art and what they can do and everything. It's really interesting.
Well, good. Education is quite important, and that way you understand more of what you're looking at.
Right.
Some people might say, well, is that a bouquet of flowers, or is that a tree, or what is it? Well, it can be minutely abstract, but also expressionist, so that the artist is putting in brushstrokes and colors of what feels good to them, also what sounds good. And what I mean by that is, when Chagall, the famous Marc Chagall, painted, he would play Wagner or various concertos, whatever it may be, and then he would say, that sounds red and green to me. So he would paint basically in red and green, then complementary colors off of that.
So interesting.
Now, also, what different famous artists have done, they realize that if you take opposite colors, red and green are exact opposites, if you mix them, you get muddy.
Right, muddled.
But if you put them side by side, you get a jewel look, a dramatic, lively look.
Ah, okay.
All that works. And so when Amy Dixon paints, what you see is reds and greens supporting each other, but not mixed.
Okay, supporting but not mixed, and gray is a perfect neutral color that you can build off that makes everything look good.
Right, you got it.
Excellent. Well, folks, you can go and visit Jim Tillich over at the Breck Fine Art Gallery and see some work from Amy Dixon, as well as many, many others from all over the globe.
Yes.
It's always a pleasure to have you on in the morning. I really enjoy chatting with you about art and getting an education.
Thank you very much. I enjoy being here.
Thank you. Make sure that you guys keep it here to Summit Sunrise. We'll be right back right after this.